Okay, we've heard about the Jayland Walker shooting. Police tried to pull him over, and he took off on a high-speed chase for reasons unknown. Did he fire at police with a gun? We don't know for sure yet. If he did, as far as I'm concerned, Jayland Walker loses all benefit of doubt as far as that goes. You shoot at the cops, and I don't have to believe your story. Okay. If he didn't, the cops in Akron have some explaining to do. But whatever the case, we're going to listen to the lawyer from the Walker family here talk and pick it apart. Hello out there. I am trying to get through.
With his powerful brainwaves cradled in the warmth of reasoning, it's time for Johnny Walker Dread to straighten you out on a thing or two. Emanating all the way from exciting Las Vegas, Oklahoma, it's the Johnny Walker Dread Show.
I'm sad that we began the presentation in precisely the way that the law would not allow.
You're not sad. You're a lawyer. Okay? You're not a friend of the family. You're not a relative. You're a lawyer. Don't give us this crap.
I want you to know that when I go to court for this family, the judge will look at me and he will say, "You are not allowed, counsel, to look at a shooting like an armchair quarterback. You're not allowed to look back on the shooting from the end of the story and give snapshots in time."
And this makes him sad that he can't do this, according to him. Okay, I have no idea what point he's trying to prove here. But it's a very bad legal argument.
I'm not allowed to do that in court. I'm disappointed I saw that today.
So are you disappointed that you got to see the actual video footage? What is it that is upsetting you here? I don't get it. It is true that the guilt or innocence of the cops rests with what they perceived. That's the way it is. You're not allowed to armchair quarterback what they could have done based on information they didn't have at the time. That's the way it is.
They want to turn him into a masked monster.
Masked monster. That's right. He was wearing a mask, a ski mask, and he had a gun in his car. Gee, I wonder if we're going to find out something about Jayland Walker a little bit later that might clarify what's happening here. Why did he take off? But we'll see.
With a gun, and we knew that. But I want to thank the chief for one thing he said. At the time he was shot, more than 90 or 60 or whatever the unbelievable number will be, he was unarmed.
Yeah, but what matters is, did the police know he was unarmed? If they didn't know he was unarmed and he had indeed shot at them, then they are going to assume he has a gun. You can't blame the cops for that one. There's a way to stop this from happening. Don't shoot at the cops. Now, we don't know if Jayland actually shot at the cops. And if he didn't, then somebody who put out the radio call that he was shooting at them has some explaining to do.
A couple days ago, a guy with my skin color held off police, killed a couple, and is in jail today.
Oh, this is the comparison argument. This is terrible, terrible logic. And it's sowing the seeds of racial divide. He is now going to stoke up hatred between whites and blacks. That's what he's going to do here. And you know what? Later, you're going to find out that he's going to be calling for peace. Well, that's kind of hard to do when you basically have already told everybody that the only reason why the cops shot him was because he was black. That's your claim. Don't deny it. You know exactly what you're saying here.
In a standoff with a long firearm called a rifle.
What difference does it make if it's a rifle or not? And it was in a standoff, but we have to know exactly what happened. Just because you get in an armed standoff with somebody doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be shot. If you run out of bullets and you put your hands up, they'll still probably take you in unharmed. Kobe El Mohammed is a perfect example of that. In Fresno, California, he shot 4 people dead. And he got into an armed standoff with the Fresno police. He was taken in. So it comes down to the circumstances. Dylan Noble, also from the same police department, was unarmed, and they shot him as he was laying down on the ground with a shotgun. And he was white. So it all comes down to what actually happened. And this comparison thing where you can say, well, Dylan Roof was taken in unharmed. Therefore, that's a load of crap. Any seasoned lawyer should know better than to pull this crap on people. But he's doing it. And this, again, is an attempt to get blacks and whites fired up across racial lines. It's deliberate.
And a black man today is going to be buried this week or next week when he leaves the morgue. And his name is Jayland.
Yeah, and the fact that he's being buried may actually be Jayland's fault. We'll find out.
Jayland was unarmed. Black guy in Kentucky? Nope. Black guy in Akron? Yep. And is that something that's very difficult for me to admit? Yes, it is difficult for me to admit. Because I didn't come here to inflame what I fear will be inflamed.
Oh no, you weren't here to inflame. You just basically told everybody willing to listen that Jayland was shot because he's black. But you're not here to inflame anything. Oh no, not at all.
I came here to say what our message is, and that is peace. If you can do anything for the family, please give peace, give dignity, and give justice a chance for Jayland.
That's not going to happen because people like you have already been pushing this narrative that this was a racial deal. He was only shot because he was black. When people heard about that in Portland, they're now going to be flying out to Akron as soon as they can, and they're going to tear the town all to hell.
My clients are private people. Jayland was a private kid. He wasn't married. He wasn't a criminal.
Yeah, we'll see about that. Well, first of all, he was a criminal. He took cops on a high-speed chase. That's a crime. It's not just a mere traffic violation. That's actually reckless driving and probably endangering the safety of the public. Those are crimes. You can't say that, well, he wasn't a criminal. But I have a feeling that old Jayland was involved in probably some robberies. We'll see.
He obviously was in pain. He didn't deserve to die.
Yeah, a lot of people die who don't deserve to die. If I'm texting somebody while I'm driving and I end up getting killed because of it, I don't deserve to die, but it's a natural consequence of texting while driving. And it's the same thing with Jayland. Maybe he didn't deserve to die, but when you do stupid things, sometimes those things happen to you.
By the way, my name is Bobby DiCello.
And I'm not just a customer of hair clubs for men, I'm the president.
And I represent Jayland Walker, and I have my team here with me. And my team will be speaking right after me. You're going to hear from Ken Abarno, and you're going to hear from Paige White, who will be key to our work on this case. And I want to thank all who have reached out to the family, all who have reached out to me. I want to thank each media outlet for doing your difficult work of figuring out which side of the story do you believe. I hope the video tells the full story, and I hope we remember that as Jayland ran across that parking lot, he was unarmed. I'll give closing remarks after my team speaks. So now, without saying more, I'll introduce Ken Abarno.
Okay, we'll watch this other lawyer talk in another episode, but I'd like to go over to another interview he gave and comment on it.
My first question to you, you're among some of the first people to see this video that's not police. Police have described this video as being difficult to watch. What's your impression?
It is difficult to watch. I'm here because the family wants me to tell Northeast Ohio, please, whatever you do, do not meet violence with violence. There's been enough violence for this family. The family doesn't want the violence. They don't want a violent reaction. They just want peace.
Dude, this is an interview, not a press conference. Why are you turning to the camera and telling us all this stuff? Yeah, you're supposed to be responding to her. And by the way, it's not difficult to watch. You just watch it. Hell, man, it's not the first time I've ever seen anybody get shot on video. It happens all the time. These trite statements like, it was difficult to watch. Give me a break. If you're struggling to learn how to watch a video like that, I can show you how you do it.
And they want dignity and they want justice for Jayland. And that's why we're here, to make sure the process for them plays out.
Okay, now we want to go into the actual video. Does this video that's going to be released contradict Akron Police's version of the shooting, saying that Walker's actions posed a, quote, deadly threat to police? Critical question.
Absolutely. The shooting absolutely is not justified based on what the video shows. The video is actually important because it makes absolutely clear he makes no gesture. He doesn't point at them. He doesn't stop and turn towards them. He doesn't square his shoulders to them. He's seen running away when the gunfire erupts.
Tennessee versus Garner. The question now becomes, A, did he commit a felony? Well, that kind of depends. If he took shots at the cops while he was being chased, absolutely he did. Number two, do the cops have reason to believe that he's an armed fleeing felon? Probably do. It's nighttime. He had taken shots at them, allegedly. As he's running away, I think any cop would have thought he probably has his gun on him. Number three, could he have posed a threat to others? Well, that kind of depends. If it's pretty clear that there's no way that he could have encountered anybody as he was running away from the cops, then that's kind of a problem for the cops. But usually that's a pretty low bar to set. If Jayland would have managed to get away, could he have hurt somebody? And probably yes. It all comes down to, did he in fact take any shots at the cops while he was being chased? If he did, it's game over. If he didn't, yeah, I mean, somebody's going to have to be talking really soon from the police department.
That's it.
Okay, so based on what you just described and based on everything you've seen, what do you believe the public will be most bothered by after watching this video?
The public's going to be most bothered by the violence. This is...
Oh, come on. Give me a break. You're a lawyer.
This is tough to say. There's a lot of gunfire. It sounds like fireworks are going off.
There's a lot of gunfire. There's a lot of fireworks going off. That wasn't too tough.
Opened a pack of fireworks, and the most difficult thing for the community is going to be watching the body fall. That happens too. And I can't say it enough. We're here not to sensationalize this.
No, we're not here to sensationalize this. Not a bit.
We're not here to excite or incite anyone to do anything, except please, please speak peacefully to what's happened. Change will come if we're peaceful and if we work together. It will not come if we respond with more violence.
Man, this dude loves the camera, doesn't he? It's an interview. And he turns and he gives out a speech to the audience. Well, enough of him. At any rate, I'll be posting a lot more videos on this as we learn what's going on. But again, I want everybody to understand, I'm not taking sides on this thing yet whatsoever. I want to find out, did he fire his gun at cops while he was being pursued? If he did, as far as I'm concerned, let's wrap it up. Let's all go home. If he didn't, somebody needs to pay the price for this. Like my video and subscribe to my channel.